Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood, and I'm here to do my Dark Shadows rant. And, before I do this rant, I want to say something. I grew up watching the original series in the 90s when it re aired on the Sci Fi Channel. And if it weren't for that series, I, I probably would have went nuts. That show probably saved my life in more ways than one. And the thing of it is, I have loved Dark Shadows ever since. Does it pay me to do a rant? In some ways, yeah, it does, but in the same sense, bro, I'm getting tired of the bullshit. So I'm here to rant about the 2012 product and the lack thereof of what it was. You know, it's crazy to think the writer of the 2012 Dark Shadows movie has gone on to write many good things. I've often blamed him for this movie and how it went, but really, I can't fully blame him either anymore. Yeah, I do put a lot of it on him, but the biggest person I'm going to put this on is Jim Parsons for the or Jim Pearsons or whatever the hell his name is. Look, I get it. He's done a lot of good things for Dark Shadows, and that's what gets me. He's done a lot of good things. He's done the festivals and all that shit, right? But when it came time to deliver a new product, keyword new, what the fuck did he do? Went belly up. That's what gets me. And Tim Burton was no help in this shit either. Tim Burton, all really Tim Burton came aboard for was because Johnny Depp asked him to. Here's my advice. When you do a Dark Shadows movie, don't bring someone aboard just to bring them aboard. Bring someone who's actually vested in this shit and actually gives a goddamn. And that's what drives me crazy. You had a product that was so awful in 2012, and I get there are people who like this movie, and I want to say right now, I'm not here to offend you, but I did not love this movie. This movie was complete and utter garbage from start to finish, in my opinion. This movie, did it revitalize the franchise? No. Did it make other sequels? No. Did this movie make a new series? No. This movie fell faster than the atomic bomb did in Doctor Strangelove, okay? This movie literally took every character you ever loved and pretty much, but maybe two of them, bitch smacked all of them. Victoria Winters wasn't Victoria Winters, she was Maggie Evans. Barnabas Collins was not really Johnny Depp's own version. Look, if you're going to play Barnabas Collins, have someone play him how they would play him. Okay, for example, if Christian Bale played Barnabas Collins, if Adam Driver played Barnabas Collins, I wouldn't want them to play it the way Jonathan Frid did. That was Jonathan Frid's way. They should play it how they want to play it, not how Jonathan Frid played it. It's not their Barnabas Collins if it's Jonathan Frid's. Okay? Now, the two best characters in that movie were Elizabeth Collins' daughter, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Angelique. They had the best interaction of the two. And then there's the rest of this movie, which is just garbage. The train ride. It's like, really, bro? She looks up at a sign? Really? You're gonna do the Victoria Winterson that way? Really? Look, give Barnabas Collins, if you want to take Barnabas, and surround him with new characters, not the same goddamn old ones from the 60s. The revival did that, and how long really did the revival last? Well, it would have lasted a lot longer if they would have gave him brand new goddamn characters. But no, they didn't. They gave him a lot of the same recycled ones, and well, it didn't last as long as it probably should have. If they had gave him brand new characters, I guarantee you that series isn't ending in episodes. It's ending probably about 1995. 95, 96, I would say that series would have ended. That's a good run if they would have. But nope, didn't happen. They just recycled the same characters. Now, do we have a product? Not on TV and not on in theaters, no. But I gotta give credit. You have the Dark Shadows Big Finish stuff. You have that going on. And kudos to those guys. They deserve a lot of credit. You have Laura Parker, who writes Dark Shadows books. And I'm going to touch on that real quick. The fact that the 2012 Dark Shadows movie calls itself an adaptation of that book, I've read that book cover to cover. That is the biggest motherfucking joke I've ever fucking heard. Because that book is amazing compared to that movie. The book is outstanding. The movie is shit. They take minimal things from that book, and it's like this: the McDonald's thing, the hippies they take, but really they don't take a lot. They don't take a lot of the core material that made that book great. I wish they had. Actually, if I could go back in time, God, where's the I Ching ones? Laura Parker should have wrote this movie. Laura Parker, okay? If I could go back in time and say, let's write a Dark Shadows movie, I would hand a notepad, I would hand a computer, I would hand a screen, a monitor, and I would say, Miss Parker, please write the movie. You come up with something. I guarantee you what that woman would have came up with would have been gold compared to the bullshit hot dog phoned in, faxed in, tweeted in goddamn garbage we got in 2012. Because that's exactly what we did get. For all the good Jim Parsons has done for this goddamn shit, he gives you the biggest pile of horse shit he can give you in 2012. Him and Warner Brothers, him and Tim goddamn fucking Burton and the fucking hack writer, they decided to fucking drag in and write this shit. And really, I gotta give credit to J.P. Betancourt because he has been writing his blog for years. And he does one hell of a job. He gives you more character depth when the fucking 2012 movie wouldn't know what character depth if it fucking bit him in a goddamn ass. Okay? This is what gets me. It's like, did they really go out looking for writers? Because it's more likely they went out looking for hookers than writers, okay? Because this fucking bullshit that they gave you in goddamn 2012, yeah, it was called Dark Shadows, but ask yourself this, was that really a Dark Shadows story? Was that a story that really appeased you? Because if it is, hey, good for you. But for me, it's like, look, what was a vampire in 2012? Hell, even fucking Johnny Depp said no one knew what a vampire was in 2012. And in a lot of ways, he wasn't totally wrong because, look, the Twilight Saga was the hottest thing. Now, did I like it? Fuck no, I watched 2 movies and I was done with that shit. To me, Dark Shadows should have more appealed to a horror audience with the drama involved. It should have been dramatic horror. It should have been the vampire coming back out the fucking coffin and every motherfucker in that movie should have been afraid for their fucking lives. That would have been a fucking better story than what they fucking gave you in 2012. But did they give you a proper story? Did they give you good material? Did they give you a good product? Well, let me see. Is there a product actually you can go watch or watch on Netflix in a movie theater? Let me see. When's the last time we got a Dark Shadows movie? 2012? Well, there's your answer now, isn't it? We got shit. We got shit shoved in it. We got shit fed to us. And no, I don't really believe that was Johnny Depp's fault. Was Johnny Depp committed to this movie? Was he invested in it? Yes and no. No on the part because I think his movie schedule he just felt he had to make it because one, he was a fan of the show, and two, he was a fan of Jonathan Frid. I don't think. Do I think his heart wasn't all in it? I think it was partially in it. He wanted to do it, but the time constraints of his schedule at that time was work, 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 work. And then we all know his personal life, obviously. Look, I don't put heat on Johnny Depp. I put heat on the production, the writer, and the fucking bullshit. The fact that they put together the worst possible product at the worst possible time in 2012. Think about it. Do you want a movie to be completely shit in the year post 2000s? No, because most likely you won't see the product for a really fucking long time. We're in 2019 now. The last time we saw Dark Shadows, keyword saw, is 2012. Do the math and do the years yourself and know how many that is. Now, what should they do? What should they do right this fucking moment? In my opinion, honestly, I honestly think they should take Collinwood and try to figure out what they want to do with a new set of characters. Not the same old ones. Bro, I don't want to see Elizabeth. I don't want to see this, that. I want to see a brand new set of characters. If you want to say they're descendants from the original, that's fine. Have them look like them, build them up. Are you going to have a Barnabas Collins? That's completely up to them. I do think there could be a Dark Shadows movie, potentially. But then again, I'm going to give a pitch for one, okay? Everybody goes back to 1795, alright? If I started a story off in 1795, what would I do with it? Number one, take Joshua Collins and don't make him a dickhead. I would make Joshua Collins Dr. Joshua Collins, and he would be a doctor who tries to heal the sick. Yes, he happens to have money. He just happens to be rich. There are doctors that were like that. He's married to Naomi. He has a loving family. His family, the Collins family, the Joshua you knew from the original, wouldn't be the Joshua that I would have. Mine would be caring and give a shit about his family. Here's where Angelique would come into play. Angelique is this girl from Martinique Barnabas did know and did have sex with. Not a relationship. There would be sex scenes in this shit. Not that fucking playful shit they showed in 2012. Oh, no. Actual sex scenes. They had passionate for each other. Just honest passion. They just loved to have sex with each other. Time went on. He left. He left her. He just wasn't really in love with her, but he was attracted to her. She never stopped being in love. Because sometimes when you give yourself to somebody, you can't help but love them. You feel somewhat for him because, hey, he was honest with her. I don't really love you. He tells her this in a passionate way. I'll be your friend. I'll help you if you need me. But I'm not in love with you. You respect him for it. She doesn't accept that answer. Especially when she finds out he's getting married many, many, many years later. We'll say they hadn't seen each other in 15 years, okay? Bada boom. She puts a hex on him. She puts a curse on him and his family. He gets bit by the vampire. That I would have the bat crash to the window. Sarah does not die of illness. Sarah dies during after Barnabas gets buried, after they think Barnabas is dead because of the whole vampire, the whole bat thing. Angelique doesn't know what to do with herself at all. She doesn't, like, she knows what's coming. Well, here there's these hunters. Remember, Collinwood had woods. Little Sarah's plan, and boom, she gets shot. And Joshua initially removes the bullet, but she's bleeding internally, and she ends up dying. Bro, here's Dr. Joshua Collins. He just buried his son. Now he's burying his daughter. He might have to bury his daughter. But before Sarah dies, Barnabas pays her a visit. He finds out from Angelique Sarah's been shot. And remember what Jonathan Frid did? He puts her up. You see tears going down his face. Then you see the fangs. He's going to go kill those hunters. He drains them of their blood, and he beats the holy shit out of the other one. With his cane, he just takes it, bam, bam, bam. He beats the fucking shit out of him. Remember Negan with the bat? Well, this is Barnabas with the cane. Then, there are attacks in town. Jeremiah isn't the Jeremiah of... Oh, actually, Jeremiah Collins is actually does not sleep with Josette Dupree. Josette Dupree does commit suicide. She does jump off Widow's Hill, but not by Angelique's hand. She honestly jumps off hill because of Barnabas, because of what he's become. Josette doesn't have an aunt, she just has a dad. And the dad just thinks she just committed suicide because of the Barnabas dying and everything happening. They write it off as an honest, she jumped. Joshua's starting to get suspicious with all the bodies. Like, what's going on in town? Why are all these people, like, getting attacked? The one thing they have in common is a loss of blood. That's what his son had. The first time you see Sarah's ghost is when she visits her dad and tells him the truth, that Barnabas needs his help. Barnabas needs to... She feels he can cure him. He can't. He tries. Can't. He's conflicted of what to do. Do I kill my son or don't I? The son is... The mausoleum has a staircase, dwarven staircase. It's actually deeper. I would make it deeper. And bro, he has a stake. He has a mallet. You see it, and it would go black. You wouldn't know what happened. Then you'd hear the chains going over the coffin. And then he seals it off. He closes it, praying no one ever finds his son. Until 2018, somebody actually does find his son. And then that's where my story would pick up from. And I don't have the rest of it, but there you go. Now, back to my fucking rant. They couldn't think of that, what I just thought of, what I just pitched to you cold. But they come up with the bullshit they came up with, right? There's no way you could tell a Dark Shadows story, but yet I just told you part of one. Don't believe bullshit, okay? Dark Shadows can be done again. They just have to have they have to have people who are passionate about it. people who do the Dark Shadows Big Finish, JP, Laura Parker, they need those type of people. Because if they're not going to get those type of people, hell, the Collinsport Historical Society does a great job. They're passionate about what they do with Dark Shadows. And it's like, you really need to get a product across for audiences to see, because I really think if you do this the right way, audiences are going to get this. I just feel, honestly, bro, I hope one day we do get a Dark Shadows. For all my ranting and raving and MFing on here, I hope we get one. God bless you guys. I know probably a lot of people are going to get mad at what I just said, but that's just how I feel. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys. If I lose some friends over this, I'll understand. I can understand people getting mad at me for what I just said. But know this. I say it because I give a shit. Okay? I don't say it to be mean. I say it because I give a goddamn about that. Because it helped me through a time when I needed help. I needed someone to be there, and there was no one there. And all I had was movies and Dark Shadows. So, you guys have a good one.